Game week 23 deadline is around the corner. Are you ready? You need to be. It's only a couple more days. It's an early kickoff as well. In this video, I have who's hot, who's not. I've got the fixtures for the upcoming game week. I've got the best transfers in, and I've got captaincy information for you. All the vital stuff you need to be fully prepared in one video. So do me a favor, if that sounds good, drop a like, subscribe, and share the video. Now you've done that, let's get into it. First out, we're going to go with the hots and the nots. Kicking off the hots, it's Jordan Pickford. He deserves to be in the list. We very rarely talk about goalkeepers, but he actually does. He's got a 10-pointer. He's the highest scoring goalkeeper in FPL. I mean, who would have thought that? Most of us started the season with him and we ended up ditching him, and now look. But none of us could foresee that Everton will start keeping these clean sheets, so fair play to him. He deserves a mention on the hot list. Next up is Connor Bradley. A ridiculous performance. You know, one in a season performance, honestly, where he got 21 points, played 67 minutes, 1 goal, 2 assists, and 3 bonus. I mean, since he's come in, Trent got injured and he's come into the team. He's been a revelation. So good. Next up is Fabian Shaw. Now, if you had him on the bench, pure pain. You're going to want him in the not list, but he deserves to be in the hot. If you've persisted with him, he's giving you a 17-pointer, played 90 minutes, 2 goals, and 3 bonus. Unreal. Seriously, what a performance. I've got a double here. I've got Elise and Eze. They're like the Avengers when they play together. They're so good. 16-pointer and a 14-pointer. The only issue is, though, they both came off injured. I know some of the managers out there, very clever managers, went in early because they covered the blanks. So strategy-wise, they were excellent signings. And they were rewarded with points. But now, that just put a little downer on it, the injury. So you need the information before the deadline. See if they're fit or not. Last but not least is Alvarez. Now, why is he on here? Well, the reason is a lot of people ditched him for Haaland, thinking, you know what, Haaland's the main guy and whatnot, but didn't think about the minutes, and Alvarez punished them. He deserves to be on the list because if you did keep faith, you got your 13-pointer, 86 minutes, 2 goals and 3 bonus. Unbelievable. You were fully rewarded. Well done for the managers who kept him, started him. Some even captained him. Fair play. Now, let's go to the knots. You have to start with Darwin Núñez. Now, if you didn't get to watch the match, honestly, you really need to do, or at least watch the highlights. Why? We say he's Mr. Chaos and he's all action, and this game is the game you'd put beside him to explain what Darwin Núñez is. A whirlwind of a match. Played very well, actually, football-wise. Done really well, apart from the important part, which is put the ball in the net. But anyway, he broke the Premier League record. He broke one record, which is hitting 4 crossbar posts in one match. It's not one that you want to break the record for. He managed to get a yellow card as well. So there was one stage he was -1 points for us owners. Then after that, he got a penalty. Me personally, I got excited thinking, oh, hello, at least some points. Well, no. He missed the penalty. He hit post. Yeah. Pain. He did redeem it with an assist at the end for Diaz, so at least it wasn't a negative. He got 2 points. But I mean, that was some game. To end up with just 2 points sums him up perfectly. So he deserves to be on this list, honestly, but I can see in the future he'll be on the hot list. Next up is Estupiñán. A very painful one. Loads winning this game week for him. Good fixtures. He's just come off 2 clean sheets in a row. Plays in the blank as well. So everything almost aligned apart from Luton giving them a good beating, 4-0. I didn't see that coming. Did you see that coming? So that was a weird one. I didn't expect that at all. He only played 45 minutes, so let's just hope it's not an injury and it was tactical or deserved. He just was not happy by his performance and he's back into the squad because we need him. After that, Haaland. Now, why is Haaland in the list? Am I being harsh? He was injured. Well, the reason he's in the list is because loads transferred out Alvarez and other good players for him, thinking, you know, it's fair, isn't it? A player like that who's so dangerous and can score so many goals, you transfer him in at any cost. Well, here's the problem. He got you a 1-pointer. He's 55.8% on. It shows you how much people they either kept him through the injuries or they just perched him in this game week. Unreal. He only played 19 minutes, and I can see that trend continuing for the next couple as they ease him back in. What I will say, though, he had a couple of chances where if Doku made the right pass, he could have got a goal, or there's one he mishit. You know, he kind of wallied it where all of his teammates in the bench were really laughing. Definitely need to check that out in the highlights. Last but not least, Trent. He's on the not list for similar to Haaland. Basically, expensive. We kept faith in him. We was hoping he'd start against Chelsea, but no. And worse still, he came on to block. Some people had Shaw and other quality bench players. He came on for a one-pointer, played 22 minutes, and doesn't even get back into the team, considering how good Bradley's playing. Of course he does. If he's fully fit, of course he will start against Arsenal. Right, let's have a look at the best transfers for game week 23. Now, before I start this section, I should put out there's still 2 more fixtures on Thursday night, and I'm recording this video before then, just in case something drastically changes that could impact what I'm putting in this video, okay? Diego Jota, of course he needs to be in this video. He's been excellent. Since Salah's been injured, a lot of Liverpool fans are very, very concerned where the goal's going to come from. Well, this man is a goal machine, steps up, and he's delivered. Let's have a look at some of the advantages of bringing him in this game week. First of all, the fixtures. Arsenal away, Burnley at home, Brentford away. Yes, the Arsenal fixture is horrible. Having said that, he's got a record scoring against them, so I wouldn't be too worried. I fancy him to pick something up, whether it's a goal or an assist. Very likely to double on game week 25. I know it's not been announced yet, which is quite concerning. I'd like to think we need this announced before this deadline for us to have a good feeling about that double. It's a lovely double if it does happen, but we're not sure. But even without the double, I still really like him. Last 5 games, he's had an 8, 19, 7, 6, 1. Now that tells you why I do like him. That's 4 returns from the last 5 game weeks. Very rare you get that consistency. Captain material, gives you the confidence to just play him regardless of who they're playing. 8 goals, 5 assists in 821 minutes. I mean, his goal to minute ratio is unreal. When he's fit, he's just a formidable player. And we must remember, he's an out of position player, which we love as FPL managers. And what that means is, in FPL, he's listed as a midfielder, but we know for Liverpool, he's even playing through the middle or wide right as a very attacking forward. So it's perfect for us, okay? The disadvantages of owning Jota is first and foremost, Salah's going to be fit soon. We know Salah, he's a fitness beast, he's training already. The rehab started instantaneously. We could have 2 more weeks of Jota without being disturbed, but then once Salah's back and fit, we know he's the main man. He takes that right position, and that's where Jota's been doing his best work, actually. So that could potentially be a problem, okay? And next up, he blanks in 26. So you can enjoy the points coming up now, game week 23, 24, 25. If he doubles, even better. But you must prepare and plan. Are you going to bench him in 26 and keep him for the fixtures after? Or do you sell and just keep your squad, with enough players for game week 26 so you don't have too many blank players, okay? So that's the advantages, disadvantages. I really, really like this transfer. He's not letting me down in the last 5 game weeks. Next up, of course, it's Kevin De Bruyne. He had to be in this list, and I'll tell you exactly why. Look at the fixtures. So, Brentford away, Everton at home, Chelsea at home. These are lovely fixtures. They honestly are great fixtures for Manchester City. Double game week in 25. Their one's already announced. You can plan for that. There's no waiting or it might happen or not happen. No, it's already in place. And the double is Chelsea at home, Brentford. 2 home games, Brentford at home. I mean, it's... You can't get better fixtures than that. They don't blank in 26. I've not added that as an advantage, but it's very important. I should have put it in there. They play in 26. So unlike Liverpool, if you stock up on them, you're not going to be left with a problem in game week 26. So there's no issues there. I mean, you might want to sell him anyway, say for a fit Salah by then, but you're not forced into it. That's the difference, okay? Last 2 game weeks, he's had a 7-pointer and a 12-pointer. Maybe not as explosive for that price as you would like, but hear me out. It's just a consistency. And then when you add all of them fixtures and the doubles, you can see where I'm going with this. And especially we've got Salah, Son money in our pocket. You can invest here and be very aggressive with the immediate fixtures right in front of you. Okay, you can always sell him after, bring in the player that you had originally, whether it's Salah or Son or any other players you've got. And last but not least, I have to say he's a world-class player with incredible fixtures. Do I need to say any more? Not really, huh? Disadvantage is he's been injured all season, so we have to bear in mind he's going to be managed. Whether it's going to be managed in the style of play, because remember before he was a bit of an all-action player, flying down the right at times, driving the ball in and chasing, hunting. Whether he's going to be managed in that way, positionally, plays in a more advanced way, he stays there, or a controlling position, we're not sure yet. Or he's going to be managed minute-wise. I mean, last night was quite nice for us owners because he played 70 minutes. That's pretty good. It's ahead of schedule. I expected him to play 50. So that's a big positive. He's got, is it 6 days or 5 days before the next fixture on the Monday? So again, I'm hoping he gets at least another 60 minutes. So that's a real positive. So that's the reason I think you should bring KDB in. Let me know in the comments if you agree, disagree, too expensive. Let me know. And the third transfer I'm going to recommend, of course, is his teammate, the Terminator, Haaland. I have to recommend him. The reason for this, I know he was in a not list earlier on, but the reason I have to consider him, and I've already started making plans of how I'm going to bring him back in. I will say, I saw him in them 20 minutes cameo he made last night. And you can tell he's a little bit rusty, but then I could also see the potential of the chances he made. There was one where if Doku slotted him in, he was going to smash that in. And there's one he went to smash it top corner, but he miskicked it. Everyone was laughing. Like if you look at the highlights, you'll see his teammates were really laughing at him. But that was already giving me a glimpse. And then here's the other reasons, of course. Like I just said a minute ago of KDB, the fixtures are incredible. Brentford, Everton, Chelsea, I've already said that. And same with a double like KDB. Incredible double, and then no blank in 26, okay? So you just bring him in. You don't have to be like worrying about transfers in and out, unless, of course, they get injured. Last 5 games, I'm going to skip the period where he was injured, but he's got a 1, 2, 7, 7, 16. So still 3 returns from the last 5, which is decent. 14 goals, 5 assists in 1,313 minutes. What can we say? That's the reason he's so highly owned. He's a machine. He strikes fear in managers if you don't own him. He just scores so much goals. And when he's fully fit at these fixtures, I've already started to do the maths, how he's coming back to my team, whether it's this game week or the next game week. But before 25, he will be in there. So now I'm going to flick through these quickly, but it's pretty important in dictating, helping us decide what we think is going to be the high scoring games where we can pick our captain from, or where the clean sheets are at, so we can make sure we play those defenders. Okay, first game I'm going to start with is Everton versus Spurs. This kicks off the game week 23 fixtures. Well, this is a tricky one. Everton been strong. They're keeping clean sheets. You saw Jordan Pickford was on the hot list this game week with a 10-pointer. So they've been pretty good at that. But yet, Spurs very attacking. You saw the comeback versus Brentford. They've got goals in them. Yes, they concede them, but they've got goals in them. So it's a tricky one. This could have been a game where I might even consider a captain from. We'll talk about that in the captaincy section. But yeah, very important how this pans out, because we've owned a lot of Spurs players. Next up, we've got Brighton versus Palace. Again, pivotal fixture here. A lot of us own Estupiñán have gone in. Some have got Pedro, some have got Gross, who'd be very frustrated when they own him. He's not really delivered. And then again, like I said earlier on in the video, Eze and Elise, I mean, the duo. If they're fit, this could be a big game for them, especially the way Brighton are defending. You'd like to think Brighton are going to want to redeem themselves after they got smashed up by Luton. After that, we got Burnley versus Fulham. I don't really see this being vital for us FPL-wise. Some might want to see Taylor, his fitness, because they're looking further forward strategy-wise, because obviously he plays in the blank. But apart from that, not really much else here. Newcastle versus Luton. Big game. Now, Lord still own Trippier. Loans own whether it's Shaw or Botman or Burn. There's still interest in the Newcastle defence. And then you've got Gordon. I mentioned Gordon. The reason I highlight him is he might be playing up front. Isak and Wilson. I mean, is there a better combination for an injured duo? I don't think there is there? They literally are poor guys. They can't stay fit. Both unreal players, but just fitness is a problem. But the point I'm getting at is Gordon could be a little gem here if he's playing up top, and Newcastle are still strong at home. So this could be one to consider if captaincy. You want to be a bit differential, whether you have the confidence to back someone like a Gordon for captaincy. But the fixture's on point. Luton at home, of course, we know are deadly, but away they're susceptible to leaking goals, and I think Newcastle will get some here. That's why I mentioned Gordon. Sheffield United versus Villa, again, a very important fixture, mainly because another captain could pop up from here. Ollie Watkins. Now, Sheffield United, of course, you've seen them in certain games. They do okay, but the reality is they're in trouble, more than likely going to get relegated. And I see Villa scoring 1 or 2 goals here. Villa are going to want to bounce back. They didn't expect that defeat from Newcastle. I mean, I didn't see that coming. A lot of people had Villa quite comfortable. So, yeah, didn't see that. They're going to want to bounce back, and I do see them bouncing back in this. So, Ollie Watkins is a perfect person to consider for captaincy. Sunday's fixtures start with Bournemouth versus Forest. Not much interest from a Forest side for me personally, FPL-wise. I'm not sure if you own any. Bournemouth, of course, Solanke, still heavily owned. A lot of people are considering getting rid of him, but I think this is a good fixture and I expect him hopefully to bounce back with a goal. Chelsea versus Wolves. Chelsea were poor against Liverpool. Whether you want to mention the potential penalties or whatnot, the way they played, I don't think that could have saved them. And if Nunes even converted 20%, they would have got beaten really bad. We're talking 6s, 7s, 8s. That's how bad they were. So they're going to want to bounce back. Okay, Palmer for us, he's the biggest one that we own from Chelsea, I would say, and I reckon he could return in this. Wolves, on the other hand, they've become a tricky customer this season, so don't expect a thrashing here. Wolves could easily cause an upset. Honestly, Pot could be under pressure in this game, so interesting one here. Could be a good game to watch. Manchester United versus West Ham, two teams who haven't even played their Game Week 22 fixture as I've recorded this, so hard to discuss it, but it'll be an interesting game. United won't want to play against Moyes. Of course, he's got history there. He's going to want to make sure they get nothing out of this fixture. Arsenal versus Liverpool. This is the highlight game of this game week. Pretty tricky. A lot of us are fully invested in both teams. I have Gabriel and Saka, whether it's Jota, Nunes, Trent. So very difficult. I mean, I can see goals in this fixture. So I'm hoping it's a 3-2 to Liverpool, but yeah, the odds are against that. Arsenal are so strong at home. Last but not least, Brentford versus City. Now, I said in my video previously to this that Brentford will be confident. They've got Tony back, but they showed what they're about against Spurs. Tony scored, he got an assist, no problem. The problem is it's their defense. That's the problem. And they're going to play a team that's going to test them from when the whistle blows. Perfect game, again, for captaincy. Last but not least, let's have a look at the captaincy information. Now, last two game weeks have not been easy with captaincy. We've been used to just picking Haaland, Salah or Son and just forgetting about it. But recently it's been tricky. There's been a big difference. We've had a couple of 50-50s. I think it's going to be more. We're going to have about 3-4 choices this game week. Now, I will start off, before you see the list there and tell me there's other players missing. If you can bag the City players with confidence with the minutes, so what I mean by that is, so say you think Haaland's going to get 60 minutes. Yeah, he's must be the best captain, if I'm honest with you. Same with KDB, same with Alvarez. I think that's the perfect fixture for this game week. I think there's going to be a lot of goals there. I've seen the way Brentford, they can play a back 10 if they want. That ain't going to save them. So I really like the captaincy from this fixture. The reason Foden's on this list, I think he's probably the safest. He came off the last game with decent minutes, made me think he's become pivotal to Pep's team, and I think he starts the next game and gets the most minutes. So that's the reason he's top, not because I think he's going to score much more than Haaland or KDB or Alvarez. If you think and you're confident with their minutes, captain them. That's my take. Okay, I had to put that at the start of the captaincy section. But let's have a look why I'm recommending Foden. Now, City have scored 51 goals. We know they're just a goal-scoring machine. Foden with 5 goals, not that great. It's only 10% of their goal ratio. 7 assists is good. He got another assist last night. Lovely. He got the assist for Rodri. So again, very, very good. He's starting to return now pretty consistently. Shown below, look at his last 5 games. 6, 2, 12, 8, 5. So that's 4 returns in the last 5 games. So that should start giving you confidence to put the captaincy on him. Yes, no mega hauls, but consistency. One thing I really like, I just want a return from my captain. Of course, we could be greedy. I want more. I want 2 goals, hat-trick. Yes, of course we do. But the worst is a blank. So from when they return, even just an assist, you take it. 104 points this season, decent. Start of the season, he was pretty slow, but now he's picking up now. And the next fixture, as I said, Brentford away. Gorgeous fixture. Normally, of course, you want to captain from a home fixture, but this game week, there's not much there. I think the best fixtures for the best captains are away. So, interesting game week, as I said. We're going to be split, I think. There won't be a clear contender for captaincy, I don't think. Next up, I'm going to recommend Ollie Watkins. Now, Villa have scored 44 goals. He scored 10 of those goals, 28%, 23%. That's unreal. So when they score, he's normally involved. Now, add the 11 assists. Oh, that's unreal. 11 assists for a striker. Unbelievable. Last 5 returns, 7, 1, 8, 2, 2. So that's only 2 from the last 5, which is, it's frustrated a lot. People have been talking about getting rid of him. I necessarily wouldn't do that considering he plays in those blanks. So it's pretty helpful to us. It's a fire I don't think we need to fix at the moment. But captaincy, I think he's a real contender this game week. As I said to you, they're going to want to bounce back. Newcastle gave them a good beating. They're not going to enjoy. They didn't enjoy that. They're going to want to bounce back. 128 points. He's having an unbelievable season. Yes, recently a little slowdown. Combination of being a little bit unlucky. But the next fixture is Sheffield United away. I just spoke earlier on about Sheffield United being relegation candidates. They're really in trouble. I don't think they're going to be able to live with Aston Villa. If they did beat Villa, that would be the shock of the game week for me. Last but not least, it's a very interesting one. I know you're thinking this is a horrendous fixture. So I did highlight when we was going through the fixtures that Everton are one of the teams that's keeping the most clean sheets. But I wanted to give something just in case you don't own the other two or don't not have zero confidence in City and don't like Watkins. I wanted to give an alternative. And the third one, I've gone with the pigeon, Richarlison himself. Now, fair play to him. There was at one stage, especially at the start of the season, I started to doubt him. I actually thought his Spurs career could be in trouble. But now look, Spurs have scored 47 goals. He scored 8 of those goals. That's 17%. So a decent ratio for when they score, he's going to be involved. 3 assists, not the best. But then the last 5 games, this is where he really stands out and actually starts giving you confidence to play him regardless of the fixture, because he's starting to return at that ratio. So he's got 7, 8, 8, 1, 8. 4 returns from the last 5. As I said, he's becoming to that stage, similar when I spoke about Jota earlier on. Regardless of the fixture, when you're in that form, you just play them. 88 points this season, decent considering the start of the season he was poor and off it and injured, but now he's 100% on it and playing well. And the fixture is Everton away. So that's the only tricky, hence why he's bottom of the list, as I said. It's a tricky fixture, let's make no doubt about that. But he's got the positives. He's got the confidence, the form, and then Ange will play. He's very similar to Klopp. He don't care that they're playing away against a team who are strong defensively. He's going to be looking to score. From when the whistle blows, they're going to be on them. So I saw enough of Spurs against Brentford. They're relentless. They don't stop. Very attacking. Left back, right backs getting involved. Like they're a problem. They're a very difficult team. So Everton have kept clean sheets, but let's see how they deal with this Spurs attack. So that's the reason he's in the list. But I will remind again, if you're confident on your City attackers, or sorry, your City players getting the right minutes, I would possibly go them. For example, if you're saying to me, Haaland is going to play 60 minutes, I'd make him captain. But again, this is the tricky one. This game week is not straightforward, and I'm very, very interested to see what you're going to do. Okay, get in the comments and let me know what you're going to do. I hope you enjoyed the video. That's all the information I tend to use when preparing for the next game week. Before you go, do me a favor. Like, subscribe, share the video. I'm so close to 300 subscribers. I'd love it if I can get there before the game week finishes. It would mean a lot to me. So last thing for me to say is I wish you good luck, and I'll see you on my next video.